Back, we're going to touch on a topic that's been a little bit of a controversy, especially lately, violence in video games. So tell me, girls, what do you think? Is it too much for kids to be playing violent video games nowadays?
Well, the thing is, they look so real nowadays. You know, like back in my day, you had like the spinach green screen and the little stick figure, but everything looks so real that, you know, it's very hard to, you know, have a child think, oh, that can really happen, or I need to imitate that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I completely agree with that. I think it depends on the age level and maturity of the child. And I also think that when a child is playing a video game, right, they're using multi-sensory, right? They're multi-sensory. So they're using their sense of sight to watch it. They're using their words to be like, yeah, get them, kick them, kill them, shoot them, right? And they're using their body to like move around. So I think anything that is at that level, when you're using more than one sense, especially 3 senses in this case, that, yeah, it's going to affect the child, whether if you want it to or not. I mean, songs on the radio affect our children. So why wouldn't a video game where they're shooting someone and they're seeing blood and they're picking out the gun that they want to use, you know? Of course it affects it.
Now, think about it. I know that when kids are playing violent video games, they become immune. It's no longer, you know, you shoot a person, you kill somebody. It's no longer a tragedy. It's just, yeah, I got points. You know? So I kind of, sometimes I wonder about that. I don't know.
I disagree. I mean, okay, I understand where you guys are coming from, and I've seen it all before, but like when you go and you look at the statistics, crime rates are at the lowest that they've been in the last 30 years.
I have to
Violent
disagree with that.
crime.
I don't know. We're in a bad economy, and
people are a little more humble.
Yeah, I disagree.
Violent crimes in public schools. Listen to this. Violent crimes in public schools. In 1994, it was 100 crimes per 1,000 children. Now it's 40 per 1,000 children. I don't think we're giving our children enough credit. I think that the generation that are children now have grown up with these video games, and I think that they can determine the difference between what's fake and fact and fiction.
I disagree.
Is that a statistic for the U.S. as a whole?
Yeah.
Because for the U.S. as a whole?
In public schools, yes.
Okay. I mean, I think that, you know, I'm not big on stats, but it could have decreased substantially in Wisconsin, but it could have increased in, you know, the Bronx or Queens, New York, or Chester, Pennsylvania, to shift the statistics a little bit.
You know what I mean? Plus, it's really determined on the latest game that's out. It depends how violent it is. If it's some kind of sports game, okay, well then it's cute, it's cool. Right. But you need to see what's out there. So, you know, you really need to be you know, on top of your children in terms of, okay, you're going to play this game for X amount of minutes, but then we're having family time and you need a book. You need to pick up a book.
No, I definitely agree with that. Plus, I mean, you can see your child's behavior. If you buy them, Kill 'Em Up 2010, and all of a sudden he's beating on his little brother, whereas before he wasn't, then you know, okay, something has changed. Let me think what's different now. Oh, gee, 10 weeks ago I bought you this game, and 9 weeks ago you started
beating your brother.
And shooting squirrels. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's extreme.
It's time to get rid of the games.
I've been woken up on Saturday mornings by my brother, because we still live together, next door, just screaming to the top of his lungs into his headset. You know, bad words, you name it. You know, I'm going to kill you. And to be quite honest, I noticed that after he plays his game, it's Call of Duty, okay? After he plays that game, he is in aggressive mode. And to be quite honest with you, you know, I think that it needs to be toned down a little bit, because it does affect the brain. And after a certain amount of time, like I said, you're going to become immune to it. It's going to be normal for all that violence to be, you know, to surround yourself in that. It's going to be normal. In that specific game, Call of Duty, they shoot dogs. I'm a dog lover, and you don't understand. It was horrible for me. I was like, oh my gosh, no. But, I mean, I don't know, that's just how I stand on it.
But you see a significant difference in his personality after he plays the games.
I definitely see a significant difference in his personality. Way more aggressive. And he's quick to, you know...
And how old? I mean,
he is 14 years old right now. Okay. He's 14. He's 15. He's in high school. And he's young, but even in my uncles, even in my boyfriend, they all play Call of Duty together. And when they're on Call of Duty, it's just
everything stops.
Everything stops.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. It's all violence. Let's go. Let's kill these people and get out of here.
But there are also some students and other kids out there that they have these games, but they have a good balance. So it's like, well, what's the line?
Right.
What's the divide?
Exactly.
Because some kids know, okay, it's a game, fantasy, but I can go outside. I do other things. I'm not supposed to do that. You know, not everyone, you know, is affected.
Right. And the tricky part about the video games is that when the child gets a new video game, it's usually a video game that they've been wanting, that they've been, you know, waiting for it to come out. So they get it right when it comes out, right? I've had to wait in line at midnight to get video games. That's a different story, yeah. So the game comes out. So it's not like you can say, okay, you can only play it on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's something they're going to want to play all the time, especially if that's their hobby. So if you know that that's your child's hobby, yeah, pick games that are less violent.
Right.
You know?
Then it'll wax and wane and it gets old and you can, you know, move them on to something else.
Absolutely.
Right?
My thing is to definitely watch the video game with them. So many parents just go by the ratings on the package. You know, M, I guess, is mature and E is for everyone. And they say, oh, well, his friends have the game, so I'm just going to get it. And they don't pay attention. If you sit down and watch what he's playing, and then you see a significant difference in their personality, then it's time to pull it back a little bit, especially if it's incredibly inappropriate for a 14-year-old.
Right.
Take it away, you know? Cut it off. Anyway, that was kind of heated, ladies. I apologize for that, but I still think we don't give our kids enough credit. When we get back, we're going to be talking about television and how much is too much for our kids. We'll be right back.